What's up, everyone? The Eonon GA9465B review video. So let's get started. So when you first turn on the car, you're greeted with a nice BMW logo. We'll go over how to change that in a second here. As you can see, we're also doing a little steering wheel at the same time. We'll show you the results of that after. So the start screen is a Google start screen. You cannot change this start screen. So this is the home screen. Navigation takes you to Google Maps. There's Google Maps. And then the radio is a radio interface. Looks like this. It's a pretty nice interface. It's not bad. You have your AM, FM. I don't know what this does. I've actually never... Oh, I guess that's the searching. Okay. Then that's the power, volume, and then these are your presets. You can have a lot of presets. So next, we have Bluetooth. So when you click Bluetooth, you can connect multiple phones, and basically you have your... Well, I guess we can't access this right now, but basically you can look at your contacts and whatnot. DAB Plus, this is not used in the US, this is used in Europe, so we're not going to go over that. Music, this is the internal storage. So as you can see, it says this device has no music because I don't download my music. Video, same thing. It's going to say there's no video, so it's basically like a music player and a video player. Apps, this is everything you get in the car. So you're not going to have these two icons. We'll go over how to add icons in a second. But basically, you have your Bluetooth, AV in. This is your OBD if you got the little adapter. Phone link is CarPlay. And it also, I believe, Android Auto also uses this. I want to show you guys car info. So if you go here, this is similar to like the stereo. So it shows you your range, consumption, speed. That's the back button. And then units. You can change the units, of course. And other sets. So if your car has heated seats, the PDC system, or the rear power shades, you can control them from here. My car has none of these, so unfortunately we can't show those off. Okay, so Chrome, Apple Music, I installed this. This doesn't come with the car. APK installer, car CD, that probably doesn't work since this has no CD player. Gallery, Torque, Maps, Netflix. You can actually watch Netflix on here. I don't recommend that. Waze, I installed that. So now, let's go over here. Easy Connect is to mirror your phone. I've never tried it because I don't need to mirror my phone. I do have Phone Link. We'll go over that in a second here. Play Store. So this is an actual Android operating system here. You can actually click this button and it'll be like Android where you can like just close everything you opened and then go back to a different one. So we have EQ here. And I like this EQ. This is actually really nice. So you have Smart Bass here, and basically these are the options. This is really good for increasing the bass in the car since this one does have two subwoofers. Your balance is like an ordinary balance. You have, your fader and all that, back, left, and all that. External amp, you need this on because our sound system uses the amplifier, so you need to make sure that's on, otherwise you'll have no audio. That's one of the reasons some people may see no audio is if that's turned off. Delay, this is pretty cool. So my Mustang actually has this option too, so this is pretty cool to see here. You can change the listening position and it will tune the speakers for your exact location, and it works pretty well. Equalizer, you get a nice equalizer, very nice, full band actually here. Throughout the whole frequency range, all the way down to 32 hertz. Loudness, this increases the treble and the mid, or I guess the low frequency is 600 in this case. This makes the car sound better. One thing I will say is the car actually sounded better with the original stereo initially. So what I ended up doing was I had to actually go through the EQ and change Smart Bass, the equalizer, and the loudness and tune it to get it to sound pretty much as good as the original. I still feel like the original stereo sounded a little bit better, but it's pretty close. And thanks to the customization that you can do with this one, you can actually make it sound better to your liking. So I really like the equalizer on this model. Here we have the filter. So this is a low pass filter and a high pass filter. Probably never going to use this, but it's nice to have it there anyways. File manager. This is a file manager, so you have 32 gigabytes of internal storage with only about 24 free, and then you can access it, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, these are the touch buttons. I don't like them. They're really finicky because when you're driving, it's hard to know exactly where they're at because they're not physical. Settings, we're going to go over in a little bit because there's a lot to cover in there. AV in. So I've hooked up my front camera, so that's the front camera, to the AV in, and I'll show you guys why I did this a little bit later. There is my camera installed, stuck in between those two grills. Alright, we'll go into settings because I need to show you guys a bunch of stuff we can do on here. So, I'm not going to go over the basic stuff. Network and internet, you can make a hotspot or join a hotspot and stuff. Car infotainment, we do need to go over this. So, there's a bunch of features here, and if you go into common, standby time. So, I have mine set to 0 minutes because if you change this, the stereo will actually stay on for this amount of time. So, if you click 10 minutes, it will actually stay on 10 minutes after you've turned off the car. So I put 0 minutes because I don't want to drain my battery. I just want it to turn off as much as possible. Assistive touch is kind of like the one on iPhones. It's like a little thing that comes up to help. Reverse volume suppression. This is basically when you put it in reverse, the audio dims down. Or dims down. It goes down, you know. Boot logo. This is what a lot of people want to know. Alright, so you're probably wondering what the password is. It took me a while to get this password because they changed it. So here it is. 5678 for the boot logo. So I just saved you a bunch of reading you have to do. So basically these are all the logos you can get. It's quite funny how much they have. Actually, I haven't even gone through all these. So I got the BMW logo right there. Let me see if there's any other like special logos that are BMW related. Probably not. No. Okay. Reset all settings. That will reset your settings. You don't want to press that unless you really need to. Display. So you have the backlight for daytime and nighttime. So there's auto mode where it turns to night mode on and off. Key light color. So these are my settings. If you guys want to match my settings, that basically changes the color of the keys, which in my opinion match pretty well. For me, they match pretty well. They might be slightly off, but to me it looks really well, like really good. So I'm going to leave that there, and then that's all you get in display. For volume, okay. Volume, this is like your global volume. Your media volume is basically the stuff you play. Navigation is, I think, Google Maps. Bluetooth volume is Bluetooth. Ring volume is your phone ringer. System volume is like notifications. Be careful because these are set pretty high. You're going to get like pure distortion and super loud sound if you do, like if they're too high. Sound is this. We've already been through that. Disable video in motion is normally turned on. You're going to need to turn this off if you want to be able to like watch videos or do anything while you have this here. Reverse assistant line. So if you put the car in reverse, it shows you the reverse trajectory lines. And if I move my steering wheel, it actually moves dynamically, which is really cool. For the backup camera, I went with one of those little trunk release ones. And it looks OEM, which is really nice. So the reverse assistant line is that. The warning lane, or the warning line is different. So let's change that. Let's go back to reverse. And this one is basically just a line. Oh, it's not doing it. I think you have to restart to see it. I don't know why air conditioner is here for on and off. I'm not going to change that. Front cam. So basically, when you go from reverse to drive, it will show the front camera. So normally it's set to off. I have mine set for 8 seconds, so it shows the front camera while it's on. And if I switch to park or drive, either one works, it switches to the front camera. So I have dual cameras on here, which is supported, and it's really nice. It's inverted though. I can't fix that apparently. I talked to you on it. Then we have navigation, auto start, and then it tells you what you want to do. I don't really use navigation on here. Well, I'll also explain a little bit later why. That I don't really use the Android portion of this. I mainly use this as a CarPlay device, honestly. Bluetooth, you got your PIN codes, auto connect, auto answer, and all that. About device. So I bought this a few months ago. Mine's running. So if you click the setting right here, oh yeah, this is the secret menu. So the password is 5802. I just saved you a lot of trouble because it took a lot to get to this menu and get that password, because they changed it. So be careful changing these settings. I definitely recommend taking like a picture of them because you could like mess up your radio apparently. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can factory reset it, but radio, basically you have, this is basically the frequencies for the radio. I wouldn't touch this one. Volume, this is what you want to touch. So if you see these, I put these all to 0. They're not 0 from the factory, and you want to change that because, oh, see here you go, look, boot max volume is on 10. I can't make it lower than 10. Okay, that's still really high. 10 is really loud. I recommend like 5 or 4, so that gives you an idea of how loud 10 is. So if you restart this Android system, not restart the car, but reset the Android system, like when it says restart, your car will be really loud. Be sure to put the volume down. I don't know why they don't let you lower that for some reason. Display, so you could change the display. This is for the camera, and basically for each, like, yeah, you can literally change it for each individual thing, which is pretty cool. Key, I have no idea what this is. Never really looked into that. Others, again, be careful changing these things because you could like make your stuff not working no more. So camera, mirror, if your camera is inverted, you can mirror it, which is nice. The only thing I don't like is there's no option to change the AV in, which is really annoying. So yeah, oh yeah, your Bluetooth name can be changed there. Can type, again, careful changing these things. Menu icon, oh yeah. So this is, I thought that this was the home screen, but it's not the home screen. This is actually the apps. When you click the apps button, this is here. So you can change these. There's options here, and you can add those here. Oh, there's TPMS. I should actually check that out later, see if that even works. But yeah, and then ATV. So I tried changing all these. Didn't help my camera. Default language for language. Again, I don't know what MP mode is. MCU update. I'm assuming you need a USB for that. Touch study. I don't know what this is. I never clicked this. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what this is. So this is basically the buttons here, I believe. Or maybe, yeah, I think it's those buttons, and you can change them. I wouldn't change anything there, just to be safe. Erase all content. That's to erase everything. Boot logo. It brings you back here, so you can change your boot logo. Screenshot mode. Alright, so that's the hidden settings. So you can play with that. Then you have apps. This is the Android portion. Memory. You only have 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's very unfortunate that you only want 2 gigabytes instead of 4. That 2 gigabytes gets used up very fast. It's really hard to have multiple applications open on this, honestly, and it's really slow. There's a reason I don't use the Android portion of this that much. It's because it's so easy to make the 2 gigabytes full, and honestly it's kind of slow. Like when you boot it up and you start opening up like 2 apps, it gets really slow, so I don't like using that. But phone link is basically CarPlay. So this has CarPlay built in. You don't need anything for CarPlay. So phone link is CarPlay, and let me show you guys how I have mine wired, because a lot of people were asking me like, how did you wire it? So you cannot see it here, but I ran the wire through here, through this little bottom piece, and then if you look down there, I have the USB coming out from here. So then I have my iPhone cable hooked up to that USB port. So that's how I have it wired. It goes all the way from here to there to here. You cannot use the built-in USB port. Actually, mine doesn't even have one because I have the pre-LCA model, so I don't even have a USB port. But yeah, that one doesn't work. So let's plug in the phone. So it's connected. Oh, it automatically launches. Okay, so here we go. So we have everything here. This is CarPlay. I'm on iOS 14, by the way, so this is a little bit different. You could change your wallpaper and stuff. So CarPlay works really nice. It's not many settings here, of course, because it's Apple. I have mine set to dark because if you go to automatic, there are shadows here I don't like, so I'm going to leave it on always dark for now. It still has the shadows, never mind. So CarPlay is the main reason I got this, because CarPlay is really nice. So CarPlay is very smooth. Everything works because this basically is running off of your phone. So this is the main menu, iOS 14's CarPlay. And basically, whether I want to do navigation, see, everything's really fast on here. Compared to, oops, I clicked the home button. So compared to the Android portion, iOS actually runs really fast on here. I guess CarPlay runs really fast on here. So if I click Maps, it loads up like right away, you know? And basically everything just loads up instantly, which is really nice. I really like this. And of course you have your notifications, and as the new iOS comes out, you'll be able to like customize the maps, customize everything, which is really nice. So as the car is with the stereo, CarPlay is the only thing that's supported with the wire. There's no wireless CarPlay as far as I know. And Android Auto is not supported from the box. You have to buy the dongle for Android Auto. I don't know why this is, but at the time, I have an iPhone, so I had Android last year, but I have an iPhone, so I didn't really care for it. But if you have an iPhone, you're good to go. If you have an Android device, you need the dongle, and I'll put the link to the dongle in the description below, so you guys can get that too. I think it's like $59.99. All right, so I want to show you guys a few cool things about the car. So if I open the door. Let's open this door here real quick. So with the door open, it shows you that the door is open. And it does this even if you're in CarPlay, which is really nice. So if I close the door, it goes away. So it can recognize the doors, it can recognize the trunk. I don't think it recognizes the hood if I remember correctly. Mentioned earlier, I have a front camera, so if you click AV in, I can see the front camera here. But basically with the front camera, you can actually drive and this will stay on the whole time. But as I was saying earlier, this picture is inverted. It's actually, this car should be over here. So basically the image is basically mirrored. And I talked to Eonon and they said as of right now there's no way to fix this, so I don't really use this too much. It doesn't have the collision lane departure warning like the Avant 4 unit does. So again, this is $249.99 as of this video. So for that price, you're getting a lot, honestly. In terms of installation, it came out pretty nice. I mean, I'm not a fan of how the little HVAC unit looks down here, just because, like, I don't know, I'm not a fan of that. And as of right now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I actually need to fix this later. I didn't get the bracket in all the way. But the good news is, everything works. If you guys get these screws in, let me know, because I was never able to get these screws in. My unit is held by those two AC brackets. I actually need to find the little nubs to go in here so I can cover this hole. But overall, it looks nice. I might get the iDrive system here and just do a full conversion just because I like the iDrive system. And when I do get the iDrive system, I'll probably buy a different unit that goes up here. I don't think Eonon makes a unit for that, but if you have a standard stereo like me, you had the standard little deck here without any fancy iDrive system or anything, this is a really good purchase. Honestly, for $249.99, you get a modernized car. You can install a backup camera, front camera. I mean, honestly, all that I need now is the PDC and the 360-degree view. Then this car would be complete for me. All right, so issues with this system. So sometimes on hot days, I've only had this happen maybe like 6-7 times out of like 1,000 times I've driven this car. But the stereo seems to have like an issue. It will like be choppy. Either the sound will be choppy or it will just be really unresponsive. I don't know if this is because the system's overheating, because it's really hot outside. If you have an iDrive system, there's actually a cooling fan that cools your iDrive system. This doesn't have that. This is just like stuck inside there, and it can get pretty hot back there. I know because I've like taken this thing apart on a hot day, and inside behind it, it's really hot. So that might explain it. So that's one issue. The second issue is I've had some times where my CarPlay would not work, and I tried restarting my phone. Sometimes that would fix it. Sometimes I have to restart the whole Eonon unit. And when I say restart, I'm not saying turn off your car and turn it back on. As far as I know, the only way that I can restart it is to go into those settings, change something and change it back, and then it will ask you, do you want to restart? That's where it will do a full restart. So I've had those issues sometimes, but not too many times. One of the issues I don't like, or I guess it's not an issue, it's just like hardware, is the display. I'm sitting here, my eyes are here, right? I'm looking at it at an angle. I'm looking at the head unit at an angle. And that's an issue because, first of all, they say it has good viewing angles, but I don't know about that. I've seen many displays and it's kind of hard to like see from up here. Not only does the image get darker from up here, from like if I'm like down here looking at it, it's okay, but up here the image gets darker, the colors shift a bit, which is weird, and I don't really like that. But in general, the colors are not good. I don't know why, but this is the second unit I've had, so I know for sure that it's not isolated to one unit, but the colors just aren't that great. Like when I switched to the E46 with the Avant 4, that has really good colors. I use CarPlay, so I have that car, I have my Mustang, which has factory CarPlay, and when I compare those two cars to this car, like the quality of the display, it's not that great. I really wish there was a way to calibrate displays. I have a colorimeter for my computers. If anyone knows how to calibrate an Android display with a USB colorimeter, let me know in the comments, because I would love to be able to do that. But anyways, besides those things, as long as you tune your audio, and those things are kind of inconveniences. Like, overall, I can definitely recommend this unit. If you have any comments about the unit, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I've been helping a few people out already on my other video, but no sound. A lot of people have been telling me they have no sound. Two reasons why you might have no sound. The first reason, there is a harness in the box that's separate from the main harness. I didn't know this. This happened to me. And when I first found the car, I had no sound. The secondary harness has a blue wire called external amplifier. You need to plug in the harness, and that blue wire will connect to the other wire that's on the other harness. That's probably hard to explain. I probably should have made a video of that while I was installing it. But yeah, that's the first issue. Second is if you have the Logic 7 sound system, you cannot use audio until you buy the decoder box. So I'll also put a link in the description to that. One way to know if you have the Logic 7 or not is check your VIN number. I'll see if I can put a link to a VIN number checker in the description. But check your VIN number, and there's like a sound system. I think 636 is the hi-fi, which is what I have. 637 I think is Logic 7, and 635 is basic audio, I believe. I think those are the numbers. 636 for sure is hi-fi. Hi-fi and basic work perfectly fine. No decoder box is needed. Logic 7 will need a decoder box. So that's one reason you might have no sound. Anyways, I can't think of any other issues I've had with this. Overall, it's been pretty good. No issues. Turned my 2007 car into a 2017 car, pretty much. So, anyways, as always, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So the steering wheel came out pretty good. Got that individual stitching going on there. Took about 5 hours. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Feels good.